All right. All right. Looks like I am live. If everything is working just fine. Volume. Oh, I don't know if everything's working right, guys. We are trying out something new here. If you've not been paying attention, for the past few months, we've been saying that Google Hangouts, which is our normal broadcasting method, had gone away. So right now I'm using YouTube's webcam live stream. So bear with me as you guys get on. If you guys can let me know if you're hearing me just fine. I have no idea what's going on here. Still trying out with some of these buttons and switches. It's all new. So just bear with me. I'm going to wait. Looks like one person is now on. Let me know if you're hearing the volume just fine before I really get into it. Like I said before, without Google Hangouts now, we are forced to try to find some other methods of doing our live streams. And right now I'm just using the beta YouTube channel's streaming device or streaming service. And that this version uses the webcam. So I'm hoping you guys are hearing me just fine. I don't know what the delay is. If you're not hearing me fine, man, please type away and let me know. I don't want to screw this up. Let's see if I can get... oh, you can hear me. Yay, 12 Neef, how you doing? Awesome, awesome. Is the volume okay? Is it kind of hard to hear? Let me know. Let me get another drink here. Oh, good. Well, I just, on a personal thing, I just bought my own microphone. I got a Yeti mic, not a Yeti cup, but a Yeti mic. And I have not hooked it up to my computer. And I'm excited about using it because I'm trying to step it up to a little bit more professional game here. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Good. Gamer Kiz. Awesome. Thank you much. So anyways, I got this Yeti mic. I've just not hooked it up yet because I've got like a little boom mic thing or a stand that comes down. I've got to put together, and I got to make sure that this other computer I'm going to be hooking it up to for live streaming is everything's good to go. I had bought a computer a while back and for like a desktop so I can have a better streaming computer. And I should have known better. It was like a $200 computer refurbished, but it was like an IO3 or something like that. I think everything else is good, but the CPU is just a little weak for streaming. So I got a great desktop now for my writing, but not for streaming. And this laptop is about 7 years old, so it's about ready to. Its life expectancy for solid streaming is just about to kick the bucket. Don't worry, I'm about to get into all the news and rumor stuff. I got a lot to cover, some personal that it's related, and then of course all the crazy dropping of news over the weekend. If you've been paying attention to GenCon, man, huge announcements from Games Workshop over the weekend, and it's just the ball is just going. They just put out a new video today, which I'll get to. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get into a couple things here. So FMP, we're not using the Google Hangouts anymore. It's no longer a suitable streaming service for us to go through YouTube. We just found out that we can't do our group stream through Twitch because we haven't made enough Twitch videos. So we don't have enough subscribers and stuff. So Ski and myself well, at least for myself, I'm going to be looking at start streaming on Twitch, and I'll probably do these type of videos throughout the week. I think it's still a good idea to do these YouTube videos. They'll probably be shorter, probably like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And I think what I'm going to do until we get the show back to where all of us are on there with the new format and layout and everything, I'm going to do these little 15, 20-minute episodes as I get leaks and rumors, instead of waiting the entire week to give information to you guys. Or, I might get that on Wednesday and I have to wait till next Tuesday because I want to save it for the show. I think I'm just going to fire them off. And I might do it on Twitch, but I really think I should do it on YouTube. I'll let you guys know. We'll have like, I'll probably do a video saying, hey, this is my last leak or rumor or whatever on YouTube, starting the next episode, which will, whatever day. I'm going to be on Twitch. We'll put it up on the Facebook page, and we'll make sure you guys know what's going on, because I want to keep you guys in the know. And I still want to be able to interact with you guys. All of us do, because you guys have helped made us what we are, and we really appreciate it. That's why we like to pass the information on to you guys. So I'm going to be at least firing those off. I'm going to try to do it a couple times a week. I have not set a goal yet, or a set time yet, but that'll lead me into some of the stuff I want to go to. I told you guys, I think last episode or a couple episodes ago, I'm going to try to start doing these cards so I can stay on track, because we get a little off track sometimes on our show and get really sidetracked, and I can't remember what we were talking about. So I was like, maybe I should do like David Letterman does. I'm not David Letterman. I'm not going to tell you, funny jokes or anything like that, because I don't know any funny jokes. Sorry, I'll be occasionally taking some sips out of my Imperial Fist cup. I just got done working out a little bit ago, so my body's a little dehydrated. All right, so let's get into some of these things here before we get to really juicy bits. So talking about all that Twitch stuff, I've got a professional, I want to say, I can't remember the title, but I'm going to say web designer. But she also does stuff for Twitch feeds. She's also an artist, does a variety of things. And her name's Cassandra. I'm not going to give her last name because I don't know if that's professional or not professional, but I don't want to, all of a sudden she gets all these crazy stalkers. So she is knocking out the Twitch, this whole Twitch layout for me. So if you've never been to Twitch, or if you have, you'll see, and we're working on a couple designs, so I'm trying to get my fingers here right. So I'll have a nice overlay, kind of separating several screens with my own little designs and everything, and that's going to also include my own logo. And I'm not leaving FMP or anything. We're going to have the FMP logo on there, but what we're doing is creating my own brand, if you will. Much like Slow Fuse Gaming. If you guys have ever gone and checked out the Slow Fuse Gaming that Ski and I've talked about, they're the ones that are painting all the Creature Caster models using the Monument Hobby, or the Monument paints, the Pro acrylic paints. If you have not tried those paints out or looked at Creature Caster, you need to. CreatureCaster.com. These paints, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't get anything for I guess promoting them. I don't get any kickbacks or anything, but I'm telling you, these paints are absolutely amazing. I love the Citadel paints a lot, but these Monument paints are absolutely amazing, especially the white. And if you've ever tried using white paint from Vallejo, P3, Citadel, of course, and the Army Painter, you've had some difficulties with the white paint. Their white paint is absolutely freaking amazing. I have not had a problem with it drying out or with it kind of getting all gummy or frosty or anything else, or flaking. It is absolutely amazing. So their white paint, let's see if I've got one that's ivory. I've got like 30 of their paints here. Oh, there we go. One sec. This is what their paints look like, guys. Their bottles. This one is bold titanium white. And I've already gotten sidetracked, haven't I? Sorry, guys. But this paint is absolutely amazing. So I really strongly recommend that. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. So Cassandra is knocking out the logo for me, my whole layout, all little buttons for donations, or hey, this is the schedule, this is how to get in contact with me. And this here's my Instagram feed, which I'm building up and everything. And like I said, I'm not leaving FNP. I'm not at it's not even a blip on the radar. It's not even a thought that anybody should have. I'm actually going to still be having the FNP logo somewhere on the layout. And the reason why I keep pointing over here on this side of the screen is because our current layout that she's working on will have like a little window near the top here with my beautiful face on it, whatever I'm working on or I'm trying to show you guys over on the left-hand side, and then logos, my logo, FNP logo on the right side. So we're working on that, and my good friend Clint and I just discussed a couple things yesterday. He is, I have to get him a whole bunch of information and resources, but he's going to take care of my opening and closing video. Thanks, Jimmy. So he's going to take care of my opening and closing video. So whenever I hit the stream button so I can get all situated, it'll have whatever my intro is going to be with my music and everything. Yes, it'll probably be some sort of K-pop or J-pop music. You guys will have to put up with it for about 15, 20 seconds before I get on and start streaming. So, I might have somebody do the introduction for me. And I've talked to a couple very talented, intelligent, beautiful women, and I have a couple more that I'm going to talk to actually maybe do the actual intro for me, like introducing me or introducing the FNP show, and possibly in the near future we get one of them on the show to be a commentator, because we've got a very diverse gaming community. And I think it's like, I think the last bit of information said tabletop gaming was at, could be 38% or might be 28% was female. And we'd like to get that representation on here and get that other perspective that that we might not see. So so I don't keep dragging on. So anyways, that new Twitch layout at least is coming, and I'll get that taken care of hopefully in a few weeks, probably after War Games Con. And it's really to step up my game and brand. And once I have that set up, then we will probably have the same thing going on for the actual FNP channel. So a lot of cool things are happening. I'm pretty much like, I'm paying to be a guinea pig for FNP and for myself, of course. Cassandra's a really talented artist, and she knows how to do the branding. So where's the Space Wolf rep at? Well, Jimmy, I don't know where the Space Wolf rep is. I don't know how to respond to that. The Space Wolves are always close to my heart. I mean, like running around in circles chasing their tails, but I do have a special place for the Space Wolves. All right, so continuing on. The other thing I want to talk about is with this artist, with Cassandra helping me out, we're actually talked about doing miniatures. There's a corner of the market that is underutilized. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give out the idea. We're going to be working with her and a couple other artists, or one other artist, on some miniatures. Some kind of fun, others really serious. No, I'm not trying to break Games Workshop or any of these other miniature companies. It's just an interesting, fun little project. And I've got access to a digital, a designer that takes your digital images and he creates the molds. He works for, or his company has worked for Ninja Division, Cool Mini or Not, Cool Mini or Not, Warlord Games, and 2 Victoria Miniatures, and one other that I can't think of. It's just at the tip of my tongue, and I wish I would have wrote it down on my little note card here, which I didn't. Anyway, so we're working on some miniatures. Our first one is actually going to be a chibi style miniature. And once that art is underway, we just have to get it completed and then moved over to a 3D to our 3D guy, and he'll get that created, and then we'll send it off to the company. They'll make a mold, hopefully probably about 4 or 5 molds, so we can mass craft these or whatever, print these, whatever the terminology is I'm trying to think of. But it's going to require a little bit of capital, because we're going to want to get some sort of vacuum sealer so we can get all the air bubbles and everything out instead of just normal resin casting like here at the house. So a little bit of a investment, but I think it'll be a cool thing. And with one of the, not the chibi model, but the other models that we're looking at doing, they're really going to be designed for a lot of other game systems, not necessarily Warhammer 40,000 or Age of Sigmar, but they will be usable for those. We're going to be looking at the different scaling so we can accommodate both RPGs and tabletop miniature games, which the sizes aren't all that different. I think RPGs tend to use it might be 25 millimeter true scale. If you look at like all the new deep cut models that and high definition models that WizKids has been putting out for Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and Starfinder, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Versus like the 30 now, I guess really 32 millimeter scale that Games Workshop uses. So somewhere in between there. So we're working on that. I got some talented artists working on that, and we might create a little fun game to go alongside of that, but it's not the focus. We're just trying to fill a hole in the the miniature gaming industry that everybody seems to be quite literally ignoring, or the very few that attempt it are failing at it. And I mean, I'm not a sculptor or an artist. Well, I'm not an artist. And so I know it's difficult to do it, but they're really dropping the ball on it. So I'm hoping we'll have some news for you in about 2 months. I think I'm looking at October to reveal the first one, if everything works out right. Okay, so continuing on, I'm almost there, guys. Some of you will know also that, and this all ties into the branding that I was talking about, the Twitch feed that I'm going to be working on for my own channel, but it's still part of FMP Wargamers. We're not going away. We're not splitting ways. I'm not quitting or anything like that. Some of you guys know that I've been doing a lot of writing over the past year. So we've been working on an RPG. We don't have a name for it yet because I keep going around, but we are now going into the alpha test stage. The mechanics are done. My math guy came back and said, "Hey, your stuff is absolutely good. We can move forward with play testing. The vast bulk of the lore taken care of. Now it's just going back in. I would say we have about another 10 to 15 pages of little bit of detail work we have to go in to kind of smooth out the edges. And then from there, it's really just testing out, a couple months of testing the alpha mechanics, and then moving over to the beta testing, where I'll open it up to more people, and I'll start actually going to conventions, gaming conventions, and showing it off, and have playtest groups, and start getting all that awesome feedback. And that, like I said, that's going to tie into the branding that I'm going to be doing here, because we don't just do Warhammer 40,000 and Age of Sigmar. And that also ties in with coming this November is the National Novel Writing Month Challenge. It's 30 days, 50,000 words, and you're competing in a contest. So some of you also know that I've attempted to write novels before. I mean, actually, I've got 2 books that are finished, but they keep back and forth between the editors, and now it's kind of, they've lost what they were. So I'm starting from scratch, and it's going to tie in with the RPG world that I'm working on. And so taking all that feedback that I've gotten over the past 2 years of trying to get a book out, I'm actually going to use that National Novel writing month challenge to get that book out there. And so I've been building up this portfolio and some really good ideas. So we're going to get that out there. And that, once again, it's tying all into this branding that I'm doing with my business and the logos, everything. It's all going to tie in. You guys are going to see what I'm talking about. So just bear with me. So I guess we should probably get onto the thing that most of you have got on to hear about. I got a lot of cards here, so let's try to get through this. So GenCon, well, actually, should be wrapping up today. It's 5 o'clock, so I would say that they're probably closed down right now, and they're probably breaking down the facility, shuffling people out. People are rushing to the airport or on their long ass drive home. I know a bunch of people from Houston, here where FMP is. They actually drove up to GenCon, which I want to say is probably about 14 hours, maybe 14, 15 hours. Don't quote me on it. It's Indianapolis, so 12 to 14, depending on which way they go up. Anyways, so Games Workshop has never really done any big reveals or anything at GenCon. They've usually been slowly doing it at Adepticon, Nova, LVO. There's a couple other game conventions, or like Gamma. And then there's I can never remember what it's called, but there's a European one that's held in Germany every year. And then, of course, their own events like Forge World Open Day and all those. So that's when they do their reveals mainly. So this year at GenCon, they revealed a number of things. I'm going to change up my order here. So on Thursday, they announced a whole bunch of stuff. And then, of course, Saturday, they did this massive bomb. So on Thursday, as you guys already saw, and I should have done the video that day, but I wanted to see what Saturday was going to have in store for us so I could talk about it all at once. So in the future, when they do these releases, I'm just going to jump on, probably do like a 15-20 minute video as soon as I get that information, just so you guys can have an idea. All right, so first thing up is I'm going to leave the Age of Sigmar stuff alone. I'm going to leave that for Ski to talk about tomorrow. And when I say Age of Sigmar stuff, it's not necessarily Age of Sigmar. It's in that realm. So we're talking about the next season of the Underworlds, or we're just going to call it Shadespire. So that's coming with some new models, and that's also a hint at what we're going to be seeing miniature-wise in the future. So it's something to pay attention to. For you 40K guys and gals, a lot of people are like, oh, there's a brand new epic-style game called Aeronautica Imperialis. Yes and no. Yes, it is a new game from Games Workshop. No, it is not a new game, or is it Epic? It is Forge World put it out, I want to say about 2003, 2004-ish. I could be wrong on that date. Sometime in the early 2000s, it was out. Didn't do too hot, which was a shame because it looked actually like it'd be a good game. And this version, though, it looks like the Games Workshop has taken it back, or taken the idea, and has created a board game out of this. And if you watch the video, if you guys have not seen any of this stuff, you've been living under a rock for the past couple of days, or you've been out on a boat or on a rig or a platform, or you've been in the wilds of Alaska, like one of my friends has been. Go to the Warhammer community page, check out the past few days from last Thursday to today, and check out what Games Workshop has put out there at GenCon. So essentially, the Aeronautica Imperialis game is where you're using miniature flyers. They do have the full-scale ones at Forge World, but this is a smaller size. I want to say, man, I don't know what that scale is. It's close to Epic size, but I would say about 2 or 3 times scaled up. I don't know how to do math, guys, so I can't really tell you how big, but I'm going to say probably about as big as round. The planes are going to be about as big as round as a cap. So maybe 32 millimeters in diameter, maybe 40. And the game is basically just an air battle using right now just Imperial and Orcs. And with their bombers and their attack fighters, that's all it's going to be. There'll be obviously some expansions in the future. I'm hoping Games Workshop will not make the mistake they did with Adeptus Titanicus and just do 2 factions that we're still sitting on a year plus later. Or are we a year plus? I think we're a year plus later, or just coming up on a year later. They say that there's going to be expansions, there's going to be new armies, everything like that coming out. But given their track record with Adeptus Titanicus, who's just been pushing out more Imperial forces or Chaos forces, traitor forces, and not putting out, missing out on an opportunity to put out all the Xenos races, I'm hoping that Games Workshop will not just leave this at Orcs and Imperial, because they're going to do themselves a disservice and the community a disservice. It's a shame that Titanicus has had that, because it is a solid game, and it is it's very smartly made, and you have got to use a lot of strategy and logical thinking that you wouldn't do in all these large scale games like Warhammer 40,000 or Age of Sigmar. You have to be very conscious of your resources that your Titans have, or you're going to end up losing the game. So it's a very smart game, very fun to play, but there's not enough diversity in it. So I think it's such a missed opportunity, Games Workshop. So if you're paying attention, Games Workshop guys, man, get those other races out there. You will start selling those things like crazy. Anyway, so in Aeronautica Imperialis, I'm hoping it is not going to suffer the same fate. It looks like a really good game. It looks like it's going to be fun to play, and you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars buying armies, painting 30, 40, 50,000 miniatures. You might be painting like 4 or 5, and that's it. And the game looks like it plays in probably like 30 minutes. It's probably a very fast board style game where you're doing aerial dogfights. There's probably other missions and stuff, bombing missions, because there's some bombers in there, like the Imperial Marauder Bomber. Yeah, something like that. But I've had a lot of comments sent in to me saying that, oh, look, it's more Epic stuff that's coming out. Epic's right around the corner. Right now, guys, I'm going to tell you, Epic is not around the corner. And I've said it many, many times. Epic is not coming back. Years ago, Games Workshop had said that they are not going to be doing Epic anymore. That's why they closed out that line. The reasoning is because they got to the production level to where they're able to do Apocalypse. And there is money to be made in having the full scale models versus spending, say, $75 on an army for Epic. There's not a lot of life expectancy. I'm not sure what the word terminology is, but you're not going to survive making an epic game, epic size game. So like, I think they're 8mm, maybe 15mm, something like that, scale miniatures. It does not make the company enough money to keep it going. It would be fitting a niche of a niche of a niche. So I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. They even said that it's not going to happen. Does that mean that somewhere down the line that they might be able to? Who knows? I seriously doubt it, though, because it's just not in the cards, guys. So let's get on to the next cool thing. There was a couple other board games, and I'll get to that here in a second. But let's get on to the really cool things. So the most important thing that we saw, at least for me, because I am a huge Space Marine fan, especially when it comes to the Primaris Marines. All sorts of new Primaris Marines. Ski and I was talking about that last week. Last week's show, we said that our prediction was Saturday, maybe Thursday, but probably Saturday, we were going to have Codex Space Marines. They were going to announce it. We're going to see all the new Space Marine stuff. It was going to be awesome. So and that's exactly what happened. It's almost like we know what we're talking about. Hey, Tyler. So that's just another, when we kind of post on our Facebook page, or when I say, hey, pat on the back here, we're just excited that our information people, our leakers, are providing us with accurate information. I mean, it's still, our timing might be off by, like I said before, like a month, but we're just excited that we're getting accurate information and we're able to give it to you guys saying, hey, sometime in August, July, August timeframe, we're going to be getting Space Marines. Well, guess what? We just got a huge Space Marine dump of information, and it's August. So, so mid to late August, I think we're going to be seeing Space Marines. I'm still sticking to that. In fact, I would say not. We know it's not going on pre-order. Yesterday was pre-orders for next week, so it very well could be next week's pre-order. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. I have not talked to my person, so I'm excited though. I'm really super excited because it's Space Marines. So if you have not had a chance, since I'm using this new video here, guys, we're just using a webcam. I can't port over a picture like we could with Google Hangouts since we're having to use this again. We're based out of Houston, 12 Neef, Cypress, Houston, we're whatever part of town that NASA is at Baytown maybe. We're kind of stretched out from north to south Houston. So with the Primaris models, go to the Warhammer community page, check out the models, because I can't show you guys, I can't do screenshots onto here. When I had that Twitch feed that I was talking about in the beginning of the video, we'll be able to do that. It's going to be great. I'm super excited about that. Excited about having my own brand, my own logo, and starting my own business. Is really super awesome. And if you're just joining, no, I'm not leaving FMP Wargamers. That's not even a thing. I just want to make sure I'm clear about that. Okay, so as we've talked about before, Space Marines are going to be getting their upgrade. And it happened in a way that we weren't 100% sure on, and it actually ended up working out the way we thought, or we were hoping it would. So what's going to happen, let's start with the codex first before we get into these awesome miniatures. So there's going to be a blanket codex or a basic codex. And this is going to have all the models in it, all the units that they're going to be wanting to go forward with in the future. And it's going to have their lore, from probably the earliest beginning as Thunder Warriors all the way to what they are now as the Primaris Marines, or they called them something else, the Rubicon, I think, Rubicon Marines. I think that's their official terminology. So we're going to probably see that entire breadth of lore, but not in like super great detail, but from Thunder Warriors to what they are now. And I bet that they're going to have a whole nice section in there about recruitment process, the actual implantation of the 19, well, I guess now if you're a Primaris Marine, 21 implants. So we're going to see a lot of that. There's probably going to be tons of new artwork. If you've managed to secure the Emperor Spear Special Edition, there was a little booklet in there that had like a little flip thing with showing you the different stages of the Space Marine and their armor, with all the little nodes from their bare skin all the way armored up. There's probably going to be all sorts of things talking about that. Now, what's cool about this codex that they're talking about is that it is going to be the standard that the other chapters can use, not just the codex official chapters that you already find in the Space Marine Codex, but the Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and the oh goodness, Space Wolves. Sorry, Jimmy. The Space Wolves. Those three in there. Now I don't know about Death Watch. I don't know about Grey Knights. I'm gonna hold off on those because those are more of a specialty groups. But so Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, they're going to be actually, all that information for the core units are going to be in that book. Does that mean your codex are going away? As far as I know, they're not. I don't know exactly how this is going to lay out, but from what I'm gathering is that this is going to be the gold standard, or the standard book that you're going to want for all your units. And then we know that the seven or eight codexes or chapters that are inside of the Space Marine Codex right now. So you got your Imperial Fist, Iron Hands, Raven Guard, Ultramarines, White Scars, Salamanders, and somebody else I can't think of. Somebody help me out here. Probably, whatever. They're all going to get their own supplement books. So what that supplement book is going to have is their own lore, their own personal lore, and then it's going to have stuff like relics, chapter tactics, special. Oh goodness, what's it called? Warlord traits. Thank you. Warlord traits and stratagems. There'll also be for you got those of you who play Maelstrom of Wars. There's probably going to be 6 different Maelstrom of War cards that are tailored to your Space Marines. Do I know that for sure? No. And then of course special units. Let's see, Ultramarines, Iron Hands, White Scar, Salamanders, Imperial Fist, Raven Guard. Okay, so those 6 are in there. Plus, I think Black Templar and Crimson Fists are in there. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler. Man, that workout really dehydrated me. So we got those 6 in there, or is that 6? Yeah, 6. We know that there's 7 books coming. The first 2, as we've reported on here before, it's going to be Ultramarines and White Scars. So people thought it was going to be a White Scars Codex or an Ultramarines Codex. I didn't think so. I thought it was going to be a supplement, and the little information I had was hinting or directing that, hey, it's going to be a supplement. It's not going to be anything else. And I think part of the reason why is if you guys look at the Space Marine Codex, it is larger than all the other codexes, maybe only by about 20 or 30 pages, but it's bigger. So I think, and it could be just a money grab. I don't know. But they're going to be doing this codex, the normal Space Marine Codex, as your basic codex with all your units in it. And then you're going to have your supplement that's going to have all your special stuff just for your chapter. And as Tyler mentioned, the first founders. So those first foundings are going to be the primary ones. I don't know what the other 1 or 2 is going to be in the beginning. My guess is Black Templar or Crimson Fist. I'm not sure. They might roll Crimson Fist into either Imperial Fist, or since Imperial Fist or Crimson Fist already has a thing out there in the White Dwarf from March, I think, March or April. I don't think that they would actually get their own supplement book. I think it might actually be Black Templar. If there are anything, I think there's 7 to come up. So that's something to look forward to. Like I said, I think the Space Marine Codex is going to drop in the next couple weeks, and I wouldn't be surprised if those White Scars and Ultramarines drop at the same time, or within about 1 or 2 months, maybe by October. So we'll see. So we've been right so far. Thank you to my people that leaked that information to us. Thank you so much for giving me artwork, because that's what I'm going to go into right now. I've had people actually ask me, hey, can you show us the artwork? Can you show us some pictures of the that you've had before? They've asked me that a couple times about the new vehicles, the new units and stuff coming out. I was asked not to, and I'm going to stick by that, because if I do, there was concern that by revealing that, it would reveal the identity of the 2 people that provide me that information. And I don't want to lose that information. So maybe if you catch me on the street and I've got it on my phone, maybe I can show you on my phone, or if I got my iPad with me, but I'm not going to put it up on Facebook. I'm not going to put it up on the channel here, because I know at least the artwork, if I show the artwork, it will very likely out somebody, and I don't want to out them, because they could lose their job, and I'm going to lose a great source of information. And the artwork that I was talking about is and I forget what the name of the thing is. I'm not going to try to pull up the feed for Warhammer community page, which maybe you guys might already have it up. the new Dreadnought style. The new Dreadnought comes. I've been talking to you guys. I've seen the artwork. It's like a Dreadnought model with light weapons, and it's got a roll cage over it with the Space Marine sitting inside. And lo and behold, what do we get? We get that new Dreadnought. It looks like that new Dreadnought is, what I did not see is the little heavy bolter pistol. If you guys are looking at that model right now, it looks like it has two heavy stubbers on its chest, and then it looks like it's another heavy stubber on its arms, but I don't think that that's the standard heavy stubber size. If you look at compare the barrels to the ones on the chest, it looks much larger, so it could be similar to the oh goodness, I can't think of the name. It's a Mechanicus. Adeptus Mechanicus have a heavy stubber or something along that lines. I can't think of the name of it. Gosh darn, it's going to drive me crazy. I think it'll be higher damage output, probably higher strength, probably similar to a heavy bolter, but probably an insane amount of shots. My guess is that thing's going to probably put out 8 to 10 shots. And then you're going to have the heavy stubbers on the chest. And then, if you guys can see in the miniature, he's got it looks like it's a pistol. It's a heavy bolter that's set up like a pistol for him to reach with his left hand. His heavy bolt with his hand, with his power fist. You can reach down and draw that. And it's very reminiscent of a lot of mechs that you see in like anime and stuff, like Pat Labor. It's a police conspiracy detective style that have mechs that have pistols on their sides. That has that thing, that feel to it. And if I've read the description correctly, this Dreadnought is going to be very quick moving. Looks like it's going to have the same rules for deploying forward like the infiltrators. So that's going to be really scary, or potentially scary, depending. I'm not sure yet. I need to see the stats. But it's kind of scary having a Dreadnought deployed 9 inches from your lines if they've got the sneak deployment that infiltrators and the snipers and stuff have. So that's a little scary, especially if you're on the receiving end. So they've got that coming. If you guys saw, we're still sticking by our word that not every single Space Marine character is going to get Primaris. But we did see that Tigerius and Khosrow Khan have become Primaris Marines. And really, it's not a surprise. Well, Tigerius is, because the guy's old. He's really wearing a little thin. He's kind of like Yoda. I mean, he's done a lot of crazy stuff over the breadth of his history in the novels and in the game. And the guy is at his end. And the fact that he became a Primaris Marine is telling on how badass he is, and how much they want to sell more Tigerius models. And if I'm saying that wrong, or if you guys think it should be a different way, or the audio novels say, oh no, it's Tigerius or Tiggy, whatever his name is, I apologize partially. So we got this great model of Tigerius. He's been Primaris. That means he's probably going to have a better toughness, probably an extra attack. I don't know what else is going to have, or not toughness, but extra wounds. Who knows what else he's going to get? I don't expect his power level to go up. I expect just his physical stats to increase, and that's probably the extent of it. I don't foresee him getting all of a sudden these new fantastic powers or anything like that. He's not a Super Saiyan or anything like that. Khosrow Khan, same way. He's just going to be better physically. I can I can almost guarantee that Falcon that he's got, or that Eagle, it's going to do something. It's probably going to be like a shooting attack very similar to, there was an Inquisitor years ago. He had a double-headed eagle. I don't know if you guys remember what that guy was called. Cortez. I think Cortez was actually a Crimson Fist sergeant that became a captain, and Cortez was the Inquisitor. Or am I got those names switched? You guys let me know. Yeah, Cortez with the intercept one. Yeah, you could. Oh, I've been expecting you, I think was his special rule. So I think his Cyber Eagle, he could launch that out. And I think at some point, Najal Stormcaller over at Space Wolves could do the same thing. I don't know if Jimmy, if you're still on, if or if anybody else remembers, if Najal could do that. I think, or that was an upgrade you could take, was a Cyber Raven. You could do an attack long ago, maybe 6th, 7th edition. Anyways, starting to ramble here. So I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to have a badass power sword. I think his power sword right now, he causes a, well, I don't know now. Last edition, 7th edition, I think it was instant death on a wound roll of a 6. So I don't know what he does now. It's probably just a power weapon. They might give him something a little bit more fancier just to make him a little cooler. And some people were a little dismayed that he wasn't on a bike once again. I am too. I was really hoping that they would have put him on a bike, but they didn't. So, I mean, what are you going to do? I don't think we still have some more releases coming, but I don't think they're going to be putting him on a bike. If they do, that's going to be freaking awesome. That we're going to get 2 different models, one with him on a bike, one with him not, or one with him on it, one without. But I don't think so. Sorry, guys. I agree, though. I think he should be on a bike, but that rumor that I passed on, I wasn't 100% sure on with the Primaris bikers, because some of us have seen the artwork, finished artwork, and sketches of them Primaris on bikes. I don't know if it's going to happen this time. We might actually have to wait for a few years down the line for them to do that. I don't know if it might not even be practical. We'll see. I think it should be practical, because you look at the size of the Adeptus Custodes on bikes, it should be possible. So once again, I'm sorry I can't get the images up on the camera here because I'm having to use a webcam. I can't share a video feed over from like I could on Twitch or Google Hangouts. In the future, when I get my Twitch channel up here in a few weeks, I'll be able to do all that. But if you're missing out, go to the Warhammer community page. You can just have me blabbing in the background. You can look at the images. So I don't think, still getting back on track, I don't think we're going to see every single Space Marine character that's in the codex right now becoming Primaris, or even the other codexes. I'd be very surprised if they were to give Dante the Primaris treatment. I mean, they might just do it, go, you know what, we're Primaris everybody, and that might speed up the prediction I had within the next 5 to 10 years. Well, I guess now 4 to 9 years of them pushing out the classic Marines and just being left with Primaris Marines. It is possible. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I got nothing to say on that regards. Or I don't have nothing solid to back that up. So the other things that came out from GenCon, and a lot of this I'm just going over. I do have a couple. I have one tidbit that I'm going to eventually get to. That's rumors, but I'm going to wait just a little bit longer here. So the rest of the models that they showed, a lot of people were upset with that Rhino that we said was going to be coming. Sorry, it wasn't a Grav Rhino or Repulsor Rhino. It looks more like a Razorback, but it is that transport, and we said it could possibly be Razorback-like. So we weren't lying, guys. It's kind of like a Rhino. It's not a big, heavy battle tank. It is a transport tank. It's a possibility that the transport capacity will be similar to the Executioner, so you might only get about 5 to 6 models in there. I don't know yet. And the other thing that they've been I think the main thing people have been upset by is looking at the model. They're like, why is there so many heavy stubbers on there? I don't know. I don't know what this new fascination is with giving Space Marines heavy stubbers. I really don't know. I mean, damage-wise, they're about the same. So I really don't have no idea, guys. I really wish I knew. And I mean, I can sit here and speculate that it, fluff-wise or story-wise, it's cheaper to produce the heavy stubbers, and they put out a higher rate of fire, longer range than the bolters. And bolters are sacred. They're these works of art that only these elite warriors have. So having them just strapped on as a pintle mount is just not not a good look. I don't know. So, yeah, I think there is going to be, Tyler, I think there is going to be an extra kit in there. Concept art we saw, there was also a little mini missile launcher, not like, and not missile launcher the size of, say, a Whirlwind, but I'm trying to hold like here, but the tank's probably this big. It was small. And well, actually, it would fit about that size of that turret that you see. So I don't think that, I don't know where I was going with that, but I think that, yeah, there'll be a dual kit with this, with that. And if you guys look on that tank on the front, right and left side, there's already it looks like a storm bolter. And that's what I think it is. I think it's a little storm bolter sponsons on the right and left hand side up by the front. So it does have bolters, but I don't know why it's heavy stubbers. So you know what? Just enjoy that you're getting tons of extra firepower, guys. I mean, I don't know what else to say. So they had that. We told you guys about the eliminators. They're coming. They look actually fantastic. I think my guess is it's going to be a pack of 3, and it's probably going to be, I'm going to say about probably $40 for that pack of 3 guys. And it's good. If it's less than $40, I'll be surprised. At the lowest, I would say maybe $35. I think it'd be probably about a $40 box for those 3 models. And yes, I'm serious. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, you know what, Tyler, you had a great idea there. I was thinking about that. It's like, you know what, if it's an aesthetics issue with those heavy stubbers, man, just slap some bolters on there, or slap some heavy bolters, call it a day. Nobody's going to care, as long as you're using the heavy stubber rules. So, okay, so the eliminators, the infiltrators, we said were coming. We all knew that was coming. And once again, another lieutenant. It's not a Reaver lieutenant. It's called a Phobos lieutenant, or lieutenant in Phobos armor. It is not a Reaver one, though. I imagine he's gonna, with it having that Phobos armor, that's gonna give him that sneaky ability that everybody else in Phobos get, which is going to be great with those Phobos librarians who have all those abilities that affect Marines and Phobos armor. And watch and see if that dreadnought that we're talking about, I can't remember the name of it, if that dreadnought has the Phobos rule. If it does, then it's going to be really interesting to see if those Phobos psychic powers, the illusion ones and the I forget what the obfuscation ones, I think, if that applies to them. So that could be a really cool, tricky stuff that you can do with those guys. So those are the models that have come out. We know that there's more coming. We still have to see the suppressors. We've already seen before that named, I don't know if he was a name, but we have the, oh goodness, what is he called? Not an Iron Father. Well, he could be an Iron Father. The Primaris version of a Tech Marine, that's on its way. That should round out their collection. I bet we're going to see also a Primaris Ancient model will be popping up in the near future, because right now the only one that you can get is in the Dark Imperium box. So that's going to be coming. So we talked about the Codex. We talked about all the new Space Marine models. We know that there's more coming, guys. There's still the possibility that the bike is coming. I am right now not thinking so, but if it does, it'll probably be a 3-pack. It's probably going to be $60, and it's probably going to be just jam-packed to the gills with bits on it, like the Custode bikes, the Veritas Praetors. I think that's their name. Do I know for a fact they're coming? I don't. I've seen the artwork, finished, and sketches. I don't know if that it actually made it to the production line. That is the one thing I do not know, and my leaker is not even passing that on to me. So that tells me one of two things: that either yes, it's going to happen, but it's so secret if they pass it on to me that it's happening, they're going to get caught, or it's not happening. So I can't do anything about that. But as soon as I do get information, man, you guys are all going to know. So continuing on with Gen Con announcements, they Games Workshop announced a whole bunch of other stuff about some board games and stuff. If you guys saw that, several different types of board games. Most of them look like Age of Sigmar. There was one looked like an arena style game for 40K. We've seen the miniatures. We've seen all these things already advertised before. And I think these games are the ones that are all going to pop up at your Barnes & Nobles. We've seen them at Target and Walmart now. We're not going to see them probably at your friendly local gaming store or the GW store. The Underworlds one, this Combat Arena, I think it was what it's called, for Games or for Warhammer 40K. It looked like that had a Servitor, Adeptus Mechanicus, Tech Priest. There was a Rogue Trader in there, and I think a Crusader, all plastic models. And it looked like a 4-person battle royale, very similar to the Khorne Age of Sigmar one they came out with 2, maybe 3 years ago, where you had 4 blood priests or blood warriors that were all fighting it out in arena style combat. The biggest takeaway from these board games that they're announced is you'll see, you guys, if you haven't already seen the logo, Games Workshop has their Warhammer logo, which is half of a Warhammer, and then you see the eagle feathers coming off the back. You're going to start seeing that branding on all their product in the near future. This is their logo, kind of like how Hasbro and Nike, whatever else. I mean, think of a company that has an iconic logo, and that's what Games Workshop has done now. They've got that logo, and it's going to start popping up everywhere. At any of their product, it's going to have it on there. And this is that whole branding marketing thing we've been talking to you guys about. They're really making that push. When we got that announcement, what, about a week and a half ago, about the television show that's in development, that's going to have that logo on there. That logo is going to be, you're going to start seeing that pop up in the next year, and it's going to be aggressive. And, I mean, not aggressive in like they're going to be jamming down your throat, but you're going to start seeing the chibis. You're going to see probably more Funko Pops. I'm not going to be surprised if there's more Funko Pops. Watch for a Sister Battle Funko Pop, I bet, come November timeframe. Probably before November, and it'd probably be part of a celebration or something. I don't know. And speaking of Sisters of Battle, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's finish up Gen Con. So if you were watching Gen Con, they announced they had a video, actually a whole bunch of videos that popped up. And if you've been paying attention to our previous shows, we've been saying, hey, Games Workshop's about ready to launch Space Marines, new codex coming, new models, whatnot, and it's all coming true. And they've been kind of prepping it, and we've kind of given you guys some of the warning signs. So they just put out a whole bunch of videos. But one of the videos that they announced, or they showed over the weekend, was about an event happening in August. And no, I don't have any information about this. But if you watch the video at the end, it's talking about the psychic awakening. And people have just, the boards, the message groups, the Facebook chats, Facebook pages have been just alive with the information. Speculation, I mean, just wild speculation. And no, it is not going to be Dark Angels versus the Imperium. So stop with that. This is my speculation. Well, here's the top speculations. First, they're saying there's going to be a new race. I don't think it's a new race, guys. Not this close to them dropping Sisters of Battle in November. So I don't think it's a new race. People were like, oh, it's the HRUD, the HRUD, the creatures that use their energy weapons can aid you in your armor and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was getting to that, Tyler. I think it's going to involve the Sisters of Silence. Yeah, that's that and the Emperor, but I'll get to that in a second. So I don't think it's a new race. It might be just them expanding something. There's the other solid, I don't want to say solid, the other charge that people have been taking is that Dad is coming back. The Emperor is coming back in some form or another. And the reason why I say some form or another is if you've been reading the Dark Imperium novels, first we know that Gilliman got to go talk to his dad, came out and said, hey, Dad put me in charge. I'm the boss now. You guys all have to do what I say. I've got his sword. Haha. And then he started doing his whole crusade. And over 100 years have gone since he started his whole crusade. All this bad stuff has been happening, blah, blah, blah. Another novel, it's a continuation, and I'm just going to paraphrase. Oh, spoiler alert, guys. Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear about this novel, this little tie-in, hit mute right now. So in this one novel, there's all this bad plague stuff going on. Mortarian's battling, Gilliman's battling, people are dying of disease and stuff. And essentially, I'm just going to put it in paraphrasing and boiled down to just the bare thing. You have a little girl is basically channeling the Emperor's will, and she's healing people. She's beating back the bad guys, the plague drones and bloat drones and all that jazz. And she helps Gilliman fight. And Gilliman's, and you don't know if it's really the Emperor. You're just like, oh, this is just super gifted child, like sister, their Saint Celestine, until Gilliman essentially is like, oh, my lord, hey, what's going on, Dad? And so it's a good possibility. Yes, the Emperor could be coming back or being reborn. A couple other people were like, oh, it's the sensei. They finally made their way back to Terra to set their dad free. And if you guys are not familiar, the sensei are an old concept back from the late 80s, early 90s that were in the two Chaos books, the Realms of Chaos books. They were the Emperor's children. They're his sons. And they've been slowly making their way back to Terra to set their dad free, to give birth to the Star Child, all this jazz, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's that, guys. I think they've kind of like let that slip into obscurity. The sensei, or it could have been Kensei, but I'm pretty sure they called him the sensei. But I know it doesn't make sense, but just bear with me on that one. So it could very well be that. And then, of course, as Tyler pointed out, guys, in the chat, the Astra Telepathica symbol is at the end of that video. So part of the Astra Telepathica is the Sisters of Silence. So they very well might be getting their 40K release. That would be pretty cool. We've only seen the one squad, and that would be a really cool army for them to do, especially with Sisters of Battle right around the corner. Is it going to happen? I don't know. It's they're really close to being Sisters of Battle, so I don't know. I mean, really, guys, I don't know. All I can do is speculate. This is a left field thing, and in a way that I'm glad that my people have not leaked the information to me. I'm glad this is one of those surprises I was very happy to witness. And now, I mean, I got really super giddy when I was watching that. I mean, my friend Clint and I were out eating lunch and or dinner, and I watched that video and I freaked out. It was really cool. So if it is Sisters of Battle, or Sisters of Silence, that's going to be really cool because I really like that concept. Still have some of their old cards. They were in the Horus Heresy card game from, oh boy, I want to say Tiger Games or something like that, or Sabretooth Games maybe. And I really like the Sisters of Battle. I got some on order. They're really, really cool concept. I'm hoping it'll happen. So, but I think, I really don't know what it's going to be because they are not a standing force. So I don't know how it's going to end up being. This is really curious. This really got my mind just boggled. But I think I do like the idea of the fact that the Emperor could be coming back. But that's a wish list. I don't know. We'll carry on. Actually, I'm almost done here. Yeah, Astropilot Telepathica includes the Sisters of Silence, Scala, Psychana, and Astropaths. I just don't see it as a full standing army, though. So it's a curious thing for them to be putting out, or is it a supplement of some sort? I really don't know. It's probably one of the most mind-boggling ones because there's so many possibilities. The reason why I don't think it, I'm wish listing for the Emperor, but I don't think it will be the Emperor because they said in the little flavor text that this is going to affect every single faction in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and that the grim dark future just got a little darker. I'm paraphrasing, mind you. So, I mean, if the Emperor was coming back, I don't think they would say, the future is getting a little darker. Endless spells. I don't know. They've been very careful to try to do their best, Tyler, and everybody to keep Age of Sigmar stuff separate from Warhammer 40,000 because they want to keep it very, very unique. But it could be, guys. I don't know. It's a really bizarre. It's probably one of the most bizarre announcements, and kudos to Games Workshop for this one, man. I really don't know. I mean, I'll wait to see what the endless, if it is like endless psychic powers. It might be. I don't know. I don't know, guys. This is really crazy. I'm excited though because it's something new. But I think it's definitely going to be more Imperial leaning, mainly because, as Tyler pointed out, gosh darn it, Chris, it's not going to be the Lion riding a plastic Thunderhawk. I think I really like the idea of the Sisters of Silence in some capacity. Could this be that fabled Agents of the Imperium book that I talked about beginning of the year that ended up just being the assassin code or index that dropped in the thing? I don't know. Dark Angels versus Sisters of Silence confirmed. You know what? It very well could be. There we go. That's it. Dark Angels versus the Imperium. It is. That's what's happening. And you're going to get the Lion riding the plastic Thunderhawk all in a box for $170 coming this August or the end of August. Oh my God, I hate you guys. So, yeah, that's really, I think that's, man, is that it? I'm gone over everything. So, man, we covered a lot. So I wanted to, like I said, kind of recap to you guys. Bet you'll have to do with, it could have to do with the Eye of Terror. I'm kind of excited, Tyler, about the Aeronautica Imperialis. Ish. I got to see it first. I'm going to be cautious with the investment in it. The price is what's going to, right now, the price, not the playability. The price is what's going to set that for me. Yeah, Kevin, sorry, man. This was just kind of like oh my God, there's too much information going on. I don't want to have to wait till Tuesday. And since we're trying to figure out how we're going to start streaming now, because this stuff with Twitch fell through for us to do as a group. So if you're just getting caught up, going forward, Ski is still doing his shows on Mondays on YouTube. I don't know what's going to happen this Tuesday. One way or the other, we're going to have a Tuesday show. Whether it's just me or Jonathan or I don't know. Going forward, as I talked about in the beginning of the show, I just met with an artist / web producer, designer, whatnot, a branding person. She's actually she's working on my own brand or my branding logo overlay for Twitch. She's actually going to get my computer all set up for Twitch and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm not leaving FMP. It's just so I can just start doing FMP video or my own brand. And, I'll have the FMP logo still down here at the bottom. I'll have my logo, my beautiful face, and then whatever it is that I'm here chatting about. or videotaping or recording some painting videos, some conversion videos, because I'm going to be working on my Adepticon army. Actually, probably like my premier project that I've been building up to this whole time. So I got that coming. Let's see here. Oh, cool, Kevin, you're going to be at WarGamesCon. Come find us at in the live streaming room. Jonathan and I and Ski. Well, Ski will be running around being a TO. I'll be over doing some videotaping around WarGamesCon, interviewing people, and Jonathan will be primarily running the streaming for Age of Sigmar. So I'll be in there helping him out, giving him a pee and poop break. Go and help out Ben over in the Atomic Hobby Store, and then going around videotaping, and so you guys can actually see some videos. Yeah, we're live streaming top table for Age of Sigmar at WarGamesCon. So please, guys, check those videos out. So anyways, the other stuff, so I got all that branding stuff coming out, doing the Twitch videos. I'm going to try to do them some more, especially since we're trying to figure out how we're going to be doing all of our videos in the future, our live streams. So I think what I'm going to adopt, at least going forward, is that as soon as I get information, I'm just going to do a quick video, maybe 15, 20 minutes, like, hey guys, I just got this information in. It's solid information. This is what's coming. So I can just create these little leaked videos, and I'll probably end up having a schedule. And then after WarGamesCon, I'm going to start doing a video series. I'm not sure which days yet, but right now it looks like Wednesdays. My best days are probably going to be like Wednesdays, Thursday, Fridays, and Sundays. So probably 3 of those days I'm going to set up to do videos, and it's me talking about the state of the industry with all the games and stuff coming out, not just Games Workshop. Going over painting projects and kind of interacting with you guys. If you are painting while listening to me, painting while listening to me, I'll be able, and if you guys have questions, I'm not a world-class painter, but I do got a couple awards under my belt here, and I'm fairly good painting. At least that's what, my mom says, and a couple of my friends. So if I'm able to help you out or be able to explain the techniques, I will. Conversions. And actually, oh man, I really want to show you guys this conversion, but I don't want to reveal it just yet. I want to save it for a show. So, I'll show you one conversion, but I'm not going to show you the ultimate most, it's such a great conversion. I'll show you just a little conversion that I've done. One second. It's not much. This is not much of a conversion. It is a. It's going to be one of my Phobos librarians. It's not, like I said, it's not my ultimate one. So let's see if I can. I might have to put a card up here. Let's see here. Trying to get the focus. My big fat fingers are stopping it from focusing. So, yeah, just going to be, sorry about the focusing, guys. Trying this webcam thing. It does not want to focus very well here. So one more try. It just sees my fingers. So it's like, there we go. So working on a Phobos one. This is not, it's just a minor conversion. It's a very, very minor conversion. The rest of the army, every single model is going to be converted. This is for Adepticon. And when I say every model is going to be converted, everyone is going to be extremely unique. And thank you, Conman Chronicles. I totally forgot to talk about the shock assault ability, guys. I can't, let's see if I can pull it up here so I can read it. I don't know. We'll see if this pulls up. So everybody that's a Space Marine, so not just not just the regular Primaris Marines or the regular Space Marines and the Codex or Codex Space Marines, but your Trader Marines, Gray Knights, and what are they called? Oh goodness, what are they called? Death Watch, which you think I would know because I love Death Watch. Are going to get that new ability called Shock Assault. And oh man, why I've been talking to you guys, some badass information just dropped on the community page. You guys should probably, if you get a chance, head over. Okay, so what I'm seeing right now, oh, this is amazing. So what a treat right before I log off. So this, oh, I'm going to spend this in the Indominus edition of Codex Space Marines. Oh my God in heaven. That is huge. A number certificate handwritten by Robute Gilliman himself. Double-sided poster, 10 metal Space Marine Company coins. Your tactical objectives, psychic power cards, stratagem cards, combat doctrines, litanies of battle, whatever that is. 8 chapter tactics cards, 19 successor tactics, guys. 19 successor chapter tactics. 19 successor chapter. This is strictly limited to 800 copies. Holy crap. My finger's going to be on the trigger to order that on Saturday. Holy crap, guys. 19 successor tactics. That I wonder if that's going to include, help me out here, Forge Worlds chapter tactics, Raven Guard, the Emperor's Spears, which is only available if you purchase the collector's edition. Oh man, there's Ultramarine dice, man, and White Scar dice coming out. Holy crap, guys. And then a White Scar sprue. Sorry, I can't see chat right now because I'm looking over on this. I'm hoping you guys can hear me just fine about it. I'll get to that shock assault in just a moment. Oh, Games Workshop, God bless you. I am getting this. Somehow, some way. I don't care how much it is. I got to find out when pre-orders usually kick off on Saturday and secure that. That is gorgeous. I'm super stoked. I'm getting that. Let me get to Shock Assault. So before I'm even more flabbergasted. That is awesome. The Dreadnought is called, it's actually not a Dreadnought. It's the Invictor Tactical Warsuit. Serves as a frontline brawler or, this lightly armored walker is basically to fight alongside Vanguard units, so your Phobos armor guys. In fact, it can even set up alongside them in concealed deployment. And as I'm looking at the model, he's wearing Phobos armor. So you might see that thing with the Phobos armor rule. And if it does, watch out for those psychic powers. Okay, Shock Assault. Who's going to be getting Shock Assault? Let's start with that first. Grey Knights, Death Watch, and the Trader Legions. So that means Death Guard and Thousand Suns. What this rule is if this unit makes a charge move, if they're charged or performs a heroic intervention, you get to add 1 to the attack characteristic of models in this unit until the end of the turn. So, that's amazing. We might actually end up having a reason for using Reaver Marines. Okay, so Reavers are the Phobos Primaris. They get 2 attacks base. They get a 3rd attack for their close combat blades. And now they get 4 attacks. 4 attacks. That's 40. It'll be 41 for a 10-man squad. That's going to be interesting. But as somebody pointed out in chat, as I'm closing this window to go back to chat, they're talking about giving to Berserkers. So yeah, get +1 attack on charge. Getting how does that equal 10 attacks for Berserker? I don't know about Berserker, guys. You guys will have to look into that. I really don't know. Um, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Um, how many attacks does Berserker normally get? 4 on the charge, maybe. I think so. This would be 5 on the charge, and if they use that stratagem to fight twice, that means they get 10. And yes, Kevin, they all get it. Everybody gets it, including Death Watch and Grey Knights. So all Adeptus Astartes. That's going to be awesome. And I'm very happy that they gave it to the traitor legions. That way we don't really, so we don't have to hear them complain about, oh my God, we're not getting stuff. Space Marines get everything. It's really cool that they're getting that. So, man, I tell you what, Adeptus Astartes and Adeptus Astartes and the traitor Astartes, the heretic Astartes are going to. We could see them move up in the meta right now. That little tiny thing is huge, especially for the traders, because they have a lot more badass close combat stuff. Space Wolves also. Oh man, guys, this is an exciting time to be playing Space Marines. Holy crap! And modeling and painting. Games Workshop, thank you so much. So yeah, I'm thankful, Conman, that Adeptus Custodes don't get them because they already have so much. They're amazing models as it is, amazing units as it is, especially if you're running like 3 Caladius tanks. But man, wow, that's a great drop. I'm super excited right now. Just the fact that special edition set is coming out. There's only 800 of them, so. And I get paid this coming Friday. Oh, this is gonna be the best payday ever. Does anybody know when pre-orders drop? I want to say it's noon Central Time, or it might be just after 12 Central Time. I'm at the. I'll just ask my rep tomorrow. I don't want to miss that. I want that Indominus Crusade special edition set. 12 p.m. Central. Thank you, Ski. If you guys have not seen it, head over to Warhammer Community right now, and you will see they just announced that it's going to happen. So here I was thinking that we're going to have to wait. I said probably this weekend we'd probably see a Space Marine drop, and this coming weekend we're seeing a Space Marine drop. So shout out and thanks to my leakers, my forecasters. Thanks for Ski for. Ski and I kind of bat around a lot of we get different bits of information, and we kind of, part speculation, part logic. And people have asked, how are we doing all this? What's the mechanics behind our predicting and stuff? And we could tell you guys, but really it comes down from experience. Little bit of leaked information, official and unofficial leak information, applying common sense and thrown in a dash of logic, and we're really able to forecast what is happening. So that's where we're getting that information, guys, is mainly, gosh darn it, con man. Mainly we're getting that information from our leakers, but it's not always solid. Like, hey, this is what's coming out. This is the day it's coming out. They just feed us little bits of information, little tidbits, and then so we have to look back, use our experience of being with Games Workshop for this long, or working for them, following their patterns, combining all their official rumors, and then throwing in our own, pulling out our bias, and then throwing in our own, just the logic, like what makes sense here. That's really kind of the basic. I don't want to give too much away, but once again, as Ski pointed out in the chat, glad we were right on the release time. I am too, because it shows that we're giving you guys accurate information, or as accurate as we can get, and that's a good thing for us, because we get this information, man. We want to share it with you guys. We want you guys to know what's coming, just so we can all get super excited about it. Storm, let's see, I'm gonna check out chat right here. Just happy every first founding gets a supplement. Same here. Right there with you, Kevin and Tyler. Stormlords, are those the ones that were officially made a chapter after they popped up in the Death Watch RPG? The ones, I think it's like silver and blue armor. I think it's Stormlords, or those are Storm Wardens. Never mind. Stormlords, I know who you're talking about with Stormlords. So I'm really curious. So we got 19 successor chapters coming, guys, and the 8 chapter tactics that are already in the codex, which is Ultramarines. Oh gosh, Ultramarines, Raven Guard, Iron Fists, Imperial Fists, White Scars. Oh man, what are the 6 normal ones in there? Well, you know what? The 8 that are already in the Space Marine Codex are going to be in there. Plus, we're getting 19 successor chapter, guys. 19 successor chapter tactics. Now, whether those are going to be in the regular Codex, or if those are Black Templar, thank you, or those are only for that special edition, we'll find out when I get that. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. They say you pick 2 for the successors and then kind of build your own. Oh, this is going to be amazing. Oh, what a good time to be playing Space Marines. Man. And I was just about to start this custom army. Now I've got to wait 2 weeks, which is fine. I can wait. I can wait. So I don't know what else not a lot else to go on, guys. Watch the branding for Games Workshop. That branding symbol, their new Warhammer logo, it's actually a Warhammer with a little, it's an Age of Sigmar hammer on one side, and I think it's the eagle feathers from the Aquila on the other end. Watch for that in the future. Games Workshop is going to be putting that on everything. I wouldn't even be surprised if their in-store product going forward will start having that on there. That's their Nike logo, their Virgin Records logo, Apple logo. You're going to start seeing that pop up everywhere. They're about ready to make a huge move that Ski and I have already been talking about. And they've already been making their way there. Now they're really going to be pushing forward. So watch for that. You're going to start seeing those brands in Walmart, Target. Well, you're already seeing those in Walmart, Target, and Barnes & Noble. And I want to say Hobbytown, USA. And probably I wouldn't be surprised if Hobby Lobby or Michael's, to be honest. So watch that. Watch for the new Twitch layout for me in a couple weeks once my branding manager, we're going to call her my branding manager, takes over. And if everything works out, hopefully Ski will and FNP will dig it. So we'll have my brand with the FNP logo, and then Ski will have his and FNP overall, and a lot of that coming out. I'll keep you guys updated on the miniatures that we're working on, that I'm working on with a couple artists for the future. It's a side project that takes, so the RPG right now that I'm moving towards the testing phase is priority. The novel in November, and then the miniature in between there, if we can get the art right, if we can get the 3D imaging right, and the cost, because I got to pay people, and I don't want to pay them just with exposure. I got to actually pay them for their hard work. So a lot of cool stuff coming, and I'll keep you guys updated on the RPG for those of you who are interested. In November, when I kick off that National Novel Writing Month challenge of 50,000 words in 30 days, which somebody had asked before, how many words is that per day? It's 1,667 words a day. that I have to type if I want to stay on track. And there's all sorts of prizes and stuff to win that contest. And if you've got kids or you're interested in writing, check it out. National Novel Writing Month Challenge, November 1st to the 30th. That's coming up real soon. I think I've covered everything, guys. Yeah, covered supplements. Man, god dang, my heart's like, I want to like go do a painting commission like real quick, just so I have that extra money, just so I can know that I'm guaranteed to be able to get that Indominus Crusade thing. Oh man, I'm so super excited. Super excited. It looks badass. Anyways, let me get caught up real quick with chat. I really have no choice. You're right, Con Man. I have no choice. I have to wait. My wallet's in this room and it's already been screaming. My wallet's in the room. Man, well, forget my trip to Japan next year. I think I'm just gonna waste money on this stupid hobby. God. Why did I get involved in this? Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Watch for all the stuff that's coming out. Ski has this show coming out tomorrow. I want to say it's at 7 o'clock. I don't know how it's going to happen, so watch for an update. Oh, also, it's totally up to you guys how you guys want to vote. But when the Ever Chosen pops up, the Ever Chosen painting contest where we can go and vote, our very own Ski, and I'll get the picture up on the Facebook page if it's not already, or Ski can get it. If you're still on, you can put your picture up on the Facebook page. We're trying to get him as many votes as possible, as long as you like the model, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we want to be fair and whatnot. August 17th goes live on the internet. Okay, so Ever Chosen on August 17th. As we get closer, we'll let you guys know this information. The voting, it's going to be online voting. So we want to get as many votes as possible. We want Ski to be able to go on and champion us, FMP Wargamers, and our supporters at Warhammer World when he goes for the Ever Chosen Championship. So we'll get a picture up of his model. I think we can post it. I don't think they ever said we couldn't. So watch for that, guys. And Ski, since you're still on, shows at 7 o'clock tomorrow, I'm guessing. So watch his Age of Sigmar show. And even if you're not a big of Age of Sigmar fan, it's still, I mean, I've never been a big fan of fantasy games, but I've slowly been looking over towards Age of Sigmar as the game. It's a solid game. It is not too dissimilar from Warhammer 40,000, or actually I think it's what kind of helped spawn or birth 8th edition. We've covered that before, but the community is different, and it's a very laid back, still competitive, but still it's a very laid back, very friendly community, not as cutthroat as Warhammer 40,000. So if you've ever just thought about it, head over to his show, at least just jump on, hit like, have it playing in the background, just support him. He's doing a fantastic job with this show, and we want to keep growing the Age of Sigmar community. If it wasn't for Ski, we had Warzone Houston just a few weeks ago, we wouldn't have had the sold out tickets for Warzone Houston for Age of Sigmar. And heck, at WarGamesCon in how many days? 13 days is going to have, they maxed out, I think, at 90 people or 100 people. So it's pretty amazing. So, and he'll also talk about Warcry. So, man, Age of Sigmar is in a very good place right now, guys. It's in a very good place, especially if you're a competitive builder or player, or if you, or if you are a hobbyist. Really fantastic stuff there. So, checking chat real quick here before I sign off. I agree, Kevin. I have yet to do the demo for Warcry, and I work at the store, and I've had the demo there for 2 weeks now, and I have not played it. So I need to get in there and play it. Or not the demo, we've got the full game. I need to give it a try because I really like the appeal of it. The miniatures look fantastic. And Conman, I'm interested in it. I need to see it played. I'll probably actually go by Games Workshop first. I have one down the road. I'm going to go ahead and go there. I'm going to try it out first. And if I like it, man, fantastic. I'm going to go crazy with it on the show. I'll tell everybody about it. We'll probably even do a couple live stream videos once we get all that worked out. And one last thing, War Games Con, 13 days. I think it's the 16th, 17th, 18th. We're going to be live streaming Top Table for Age of Sigmar. I'll be there doing a whole bunch of, probably not live videos, but I'll be uploading a whole bunch of videos, guys, of interviews with top players. Top players, and just kind of like the general feel, showing off a lot of bunch of the awesome armies that are around there. And yeah, pretty much giving you a day by day, or maybe round by round review of the different games, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40,000, the smaller games, the narrative, and Monster Apocalypse. If you've ever heard of Monster Apocalypse, it's a really cool game. They got a tournament going on there. So I'll do reviews of those events. And yes, Conman, I will, as soon as I get my hands on Aeronautica Imperialis, especially if I can get a copy early, which I am going to try since I just heard about it this weekend. I'm going to talk to my two reps, or my rep and my contact, to see if I can get an early copy to do a review for the show. I'm really going to try. Really super going to try. Like I might have to have somebody's baby. I don't know. I'll think of something to get a copy of that. It's really hard since we're just under 3,000 viewers. Ideally, we need to be 10,000 viewers, but once we get to 3,000 viewers, all sorts of new doors open up for us. And we're like 34 people away. We've had, I think, 31 new members in the past 28 days. So the more people that we can get on to like and subscribe our channel, the bigger we can get. So your mom, your dad, brother, sister, aunt, and uncle, your grandma, we know she watches cat videos or whatever online on YouTube. Just get them to jump over and hit subscribe, guys. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and it really helps us out. If you've got your own web channel, hit us up. Hit subscribe and like on ours, and let us know who you are. We'll come over. We'll like and subscribe yours. You scratch our back, we scratch your back, and we're always helpful, or always wanting to be helpful with promote other people's sites. So, anyways, with all that, watch Ski's show tomorrow. One way or the other, somebody's going to be on Tuesday. It'll probably be me. Probably a show just like this. Hopefully, I'll have my new mic all set up and ready to go. And I'll have some information. I'm going to do some phone calls and some emails tomorrow. So hopefully I've got something for you guys. All right. Done rambling. Thank you guys so much for putting up with me for the past hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. Way longer than I expected, guys. Way longer. But thanks for putting up with it. And just doing it just in the living room because I'm doing all these miniatures over here. And I've been painting. See all my monument hobby paints. I've been getting ready for all sorts of projects to show off to you guys. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you Tuesday. All right, have a good night. Well, maybe a good night once I can figure out how to end this stream on this beta thing. Anyways, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.